I take on clients that are already doing well because advertising via our dollar a day strategy is taking something that works well and making it better, getting more out of it. So,
in the world of marketing, some rise, some fall, and a few transcend to legendary status. Welcome to Ruben Licera's Millionaire Marketers Podcast, where we journey through the pathways to success, one story at a time. Here, we unlock the secrets of the industry's brightest minds, the trailblazers, the strategists, the ones who didn't just master the game, they redefined it. Whether you're an aspiring marketer or a seasoned pro, prepare to be inspired. Plug in, tune out the noise, and discover what it truly takes to wear the title Millionaire Marketer. Let's dive in. Now, here's your Millionaire Marketer host, international award-winning marketer, Ruben Licera.
So everyone, we're back with the second part of the Millionaire Marketers, but this time let's discuss the secrets of these millionaire marketers. And our guest for today is still the one and only, one of the world's top digital marketing experts, or perhaps the world's top marketing experts, the one and only Dennis.
Ruben.
Yeah. Now let's discuss about your campaigns. You are forefather or grandfather or what of a lot of 8-figure, 7-figure campaigns. Of all those campaigns, what campaigns had stand out in your mind? So you can still recall right now.
Well, I could tell you these ones and it might give people the wrong idea, but I love running ads for the Golden State Warriors championship basketball team. And we made them a lot of money and I had a lot of fun. I got to go to a lot of basketball games and meet players and be in the locker room. I enjoyed Rosetta Stone. They were a lot of fun. That's a language learning company. Yeah. And we were able to drive a whole bunch of sales for them, which made their CEO very happy. And we were spending up to $1 million a day, right? Some days we spent $1.2 million. Wow. And the Google and Facebook reps, like normally we would go fly and see them, or, we had special sorts of privileges. When you spend enough money, Google starts sending you gifts. But we were spending enough money that they would come fly and see us, which I thought was great. I've run ads for WWE, which is awesome. Did ads and analytics. They're one of the top 50 websites on the planet in terms of traffic, shopping, live events. Fantastic. Quiznos was great. Red Bull was one of my favorite clients because I got to drink a lot of Red Bull and meet them. Probably my favorite client was Nike. I really enjoyed working with Nike. Not because they paid. Well, Nike's based in Portland, Oregon. And when you go there is this berm around the outside, like this big border, and you can run all the way around it. And the whole place is designed for athletes. They have the Bo Jackson gym. They have this lake and then the soccer field. And then there's this Tiger Woods bench. So when Tiger Woods was there, there's this field that's 400 meters long. And he set up a tee and he pointed at one window in the Bo Jackson gym, the big glass thing. And he hit it with the 2-iron, right? And so wherever you go, you see this, and there's certain parts of different buildings where they're working on new shoes, and it's very secret. They also have a company store, which is great. So I would always come back with shoes, and it was much tougher to get shoes and shirts and all that from Nike. Adidas was a lot easier. So I love going to Adidas, but Adidas didn't pay us as much money because Adidas USA, which was also in Portland, they were being managed by Adidas Global, which is in Herzogenaurach, Germany. So USA was never treated really quite as well versus Nike's global headquarters is in Portland. So I would go back and forth. We had Nike and Adidas as clients at the same time. And of course, you cannot wear Adidas when you go into Nike and vice versa. So the safest thing is not to wear any branded sort of clothing at all because they would get you in trouble. And I remember some people on my team, we went to a meeting with Nike to demonstrate some new dashboards and they were wearing Adidas. And the Nike people said, you need to leave this meeting, go down to the company store, buy a pair of Nikes and come back. So that's very shameful. You should never do that. And then if you're in town, you're at a restaurant, right? It's another day and you run into Nike and Adidas employees. You don't want them seeing that you're wearing the other one's thing. So it's better to just not wear any of them, right? Just wear Crocs or something, right?
Or unbranded at all. There are a lot of brands that with silent luxury brands. Now, I know for a fact that you are in demand, and definitely people are always hiring you because you always deliver. So what's the secret why you're able to attract this high caliber clients out there?
So let me tell you, Ruben, it's not because I'm really, really good at ads and really, people will say like I'm some kind of genius or some like magic touch because I look
Celebrity.
at the, no, it's not it at all. It's very, very simple. Here it is. I take on clients that are already doing well because advertising via our dollar a day strategy is taking something that works well and making it better, getting more out of it. So Ashley Furniture, for example, they're the world's largest furniture manufacturer, largest furniture retailer. And we know that they do a good job. They have a good reputation. They have sort of like low and mid-priced furniture. It's not the super high-end stuff. And they said, we want to drive more sales. I said, great. Let's find the signal of what's driving the most sales. Let's find what is the ad, what is the UGC, what is the data in the CRM. And when we can put all that together in one place, which is called digital plumbing, then we drive more sales. And then people think it's magic. It's not. We've done the same thing for, chiropractors or real estate agents. Some of them have only one location and some of them have many locations. But here's the key. The business is already doing well. They have customers that love them. And if we take that signal and we have our digital plumbing, which is, conversion tracking, the CRM tied to the ads, UTM parameters, pixels, all that, Google Tag Manager, universal pixels. If we have all that data together in the same place and we push that signal into Facebook, into Google, into TikTok, the system optimizes for the result that we choose. We have a client today, we were working on their stuff and we're spending $900,000 a month on ads. And this can appear daunting, but it's actually very straightforward. Their complaint was that the lead quality was low, but guess what they were optimizing to in Facebook ads? They were optimizing to leads. So the system, as far as Facebook knows, everything's going great. 3 or 4 ad accounts. And this one's spending 10 grand a month. This one's spending 5, this one's spending 10 or whatever it is, but there's not it's because they set things up wrong. So our whole strategy is the whole point of dollar a day is you're not trying to solve a strategic issue. So we don't want to work with businesses that are trying to figure out who their customer is or who've just started or, you need a co-founder there, right? What we do, because it's data driven and I don't like to take risks, if something is working well and there's a signal and say there's 20 plus conversions per week and there's happy clients and the clients and the clients' clients are willing to make short little 1-minute videos, which is one thing that we teach. And there's a certain technique that we like to do this in a certain way. Then those ingredients we load into the machine. We make sure the data, especially the conversions and the calls and the revenue and the booked jobs and whatever is being passed back to Facebook and Google. We do that, we win. So that's why it looks like we have a really good track record of driving wins, but it's not because we're good at ads. It's because you choose the right clients. And so I believe digital marketing is an amplifier of what you're already doing. If you suck and you have bad reviews, I don't think running ads is really going to help you. I mean, in some cases, maybe you can, but I don't want to touch that. I want to use the systems the way they were designed.
Let's take one step back. If you are to define what's a dollar a day strategy, how would you define it?
Post organically. Find the winning posts based on engagement, 10% plus. That's called our standard of excellence. Boost those posts to similar audiences. When they work, put more money, $10 a day, $100 a day. Find those winners, continue to put more money. That's how it is. It's a testing strategy. Do that on any channel, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, doesn't matter.
Wow, that's really wisdom. Wow, that's a very good strategy.
Yeah, it's very simple.
Very simple.
You'd be surprised how many people don't do this. They're constantly, oh, look, let's do this random TikTok ads. Oh, let's do this lead form thing. Let's do this new thing. Let's come up with this new idea for Black Friday. Great. That might work. That might not. But for me, it's too risky. I want something that works. I want it to be evergreen. I'm not about the sale or about the event because once the sale or event is done, then the campaign dies. And now we don't have something ongoing. I love residual income. I love things that we can just continue to tune and run and put more money against. Because then when we have this machine working, we don't have to keep doing new things. We can just turn the knob and spend more. That's it. I love turning, when we have a winner, I love turning the knob to spend more money because that's easy to do.
So how long is your testing phase for the dollar a day campaign?
1 week.
1 week.
1 week. So you spend $1 a day for 7 days. So you're spending $7 per piece of creative. Typically, it takes 10 creatives to find a winner. We want a winner at each of the 3 stages of the funnel: awareness, consideration, and conversion. When you find something that's working well, you put more money into it, and then you optimize towards leads and conversions, especially because remarketing is now built in on Facebook. Lookalike audiences are built in when you choose the right optimization goal. Right now, we're working with a bunch of funeral homes doing a pilot using AI to generate, to edit their videos and answer questions that, you Google like, funeral home or green burial, New Jersey or Las Vegas, coffin, whatever it is people are Googling. And then Google will say, people also ask, how much does a, natural funeral cost, or what happens during embalming, or is it true that, Jews, if you're Jewish, you need to get the body into the ground before the sun goes down the next day, or, just so we answer all those questions, which helps us with SEO. But the way we do that for SEO is not just location service pages and all the standard like linking and, metadata and site, what all the sitemaps. What we do is we take that content as video, put it on the YouTube channel for that business, embed that YouTube video inside the blog post, promote that blog post on social media, and then push $1 a day against it. Because then Google sees the signal of high engagement. Because when there's actually engagement on social, and then they come to the website and they stay, that has a higher ranking signal than garbagey backlinks from Blogspot, directory listing citation stuff.
On the other thing that you mentioned earlier is the digital plumbing. What is digital plumbing again?
Digital plumbing is getting all your data in one place.
Oh, okay.
You always have many, many places that's your website, your Facebook, your GMB, your CRM. Maybe you have like call rail for call tracking. Maybe you have affiliate partners. You have YouTube, Google Analytics,
you have
some third-party text messaging tool.
Do you have any?
They're all the same thing. I mean, I really like WordPress, and Google Analytics is sort of like centralizing. But for the CRM, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's HubSpot, ActiveCampaign, Infusionsoft. I mean, for ourselves, we've been using Infusionsoft for many, many years, but it's the same thing. It's like, Tiger Woods, doesn't matter if he's using, Titleist or Spalding or TaylorMade, he's going to hit the ball really well. And you switching from Ping to Titleist isn't going to change your golf game. What matters is that you actually have the skill.
Master the tools.
People love to argue about, oh, you know what, Dennis, you guys are on Basecamp. We think ClickUp and Asana and Monday and whatever, they're better. Like, you know what? I've used all of them. The issue is not which CRM or which tool. All the vendors would have you believe that the most important thing is selecting the right tool. No, it's always the user. Imagine you go to a nice restaurant, right? And there's a chef who's cooking the meat, right? Like on the grill, using knives. Do you think that if he switched his brand of knife that he used, that would be the biggest difference in the kitchen? Or do you think it's the quality of the meat that he brings in and his skill in preparing it? It's always the skill. The vendors would make you believe it's the tool. But if you have an idiot using the tool, it doesn't matter how good the tool is. Same thing with ChatGPT. Put a bunch of idiots on ChatGPT, you still get garbage.
True. True.
Sorry.
Nobody can deny that. Dennis, people would always say to me that marketing campaigns are very personal. I've heard people say that marketing campaigns are very personal. That's why most of the time, the successful marketers are really aligning their values to the campaign. Do you believe in that?
Yeah, I believe that in any industry, it doesn't have to be, marketers. The people that do the best work, they care. They deeply care as a matter of ethics, as a matter of, professional pride. And the people who are really good, they're meticulous. Just like the sushi guy, Jiro dreams of sushi. You probably saw the Netflix thing.
Oh, yeah,
it's not, it's about sushi, but it's not even if you don't care about sushi, it's worth watching because he's so meticulous and he cares about these details and the craft. And I think that's the same. So if you're personable and you care about your clients, in the world of marketing, there's all kinds of things. Your ad account gets shut down, the salesperson leaves you, the CRM breaks, you get infected. All these things happen. And people who care, it's very simple. People who care are going to take the extra effort to make sure things are done right. It's that simple. People who are in it for the money, they're going to take the shortcut and they're not going to do a very good job. And eventually that catches up to you.
And it stands out as one of your worst.
Oh, yeah. It's easy to see. All we need to do is do an audit, right? I can do an audit in just a few seconds and I can find what's going on.
And what's wrong.
Easy. Yeah, very easy. You can't argue with the audit. It's like I'm the doctor. I take the MRI and I see you have cancer. I see you have a broken bone. I see that, your iron levels are too low for your blood. You cannot argue this.
No.
You try to attack me. Oh, Dennis is a spammer. He's not right. Or,
True.
But
I've read that. But there are a lot of people really value your opinion. Every digital marketer knows when you look at that screenshot alone. And I even started scouring also. I said, wow, this is a scary guy. Yeah.
There's no limit to the damage that someone with a big ego can cause.
Yeah. Now, Dennis, if you're starting a campaign, how do you start it?
The campaign in general?
Yeah, campaign in general.
Well, I'm a big fan of winning. I don't like to lose. I don't like to fail. So
you choose.
A campaign is simply, if we're running an ad campaign, then I'm going to look at what organically is doing the best. For example, I might look at what ads have performed the best before. I might look at where sales are coming from inside Google Analytics. I always want to start with the thing that's working the best, and I can always improve it. So my friend Kim Butler, who I talked to earlier today, she runs Prosperity Thinkers and sells life insurance. She's got hundreds of episodes of her podcast and articles and all these different things. And I could try to scrutinize every one of them, but I saw which of them drive the most leads for her business that then turn into selling whole life insurance policies. And I found one article where she talks about the pros and cons of Dave Ramsey, because Dave Ramsey is a big figurehead in financial advice. And if you type in Dave Ramsey review or whatnot, she's number one. So of all the content she's ever made, I found this one that's doing the best. So why not take that article and make it better? Why not run ads against it? Why not, it was working well on Google, and we saw on Google that it was ranking in regular search, it was ranking in image search, it was there in PAA, but there was no video, because on that webpage, there was no video. So I was talking with Kim today and I said, Kim, you need a video on this. Why not? Let's get more out of something that's good, which is the whole principle of $1 a day. Let's take the video that summarizes this, maybe use ChatGPT to summarize or write a script. Let's post it to YouTube and run $1 a day on YouTube, targeting Dave Ramsey, because we have a signal of what's already working. Let's go to TikTok, and you don't have to sing and dance, Kim. We're just going to take the stuff that you have, but now it's going to be like more vertical cell phone style video. We're going to run those as Instagram Reels and put it on Facebook as well, put it on Snapchat, even though that's not the audience, run remarketing against all of these, use customers.ai so that we're able to, of the people that come to the site, we can match against 25% of those people to find their email address and use the AI to send a personalized message. Why not? We're already getting hundreds of visitors. Why not get an extra 20, 30% off of email AI-driven remarketing? You see, that's the way I think about campaigns. Most people think about it from a creative standpoint, like, oh, let's come up with this new idea and this new idea and that new idea. And it might be a great new idea, but I'm not a fan of sitting around trying to dream up new ideas. I want to see what's making money of all the things that are happening. Most businesses have never done this. Most agencies have never done this. Let's look at all the things that have ever happened and let's isolate the specific ingredients of goals, content, and targeting. And a lot of people have never, because they've never done it, they've never had the measurement in place. Because they've never wanted to do it, they didn't even realize that the analytics was missing, so they couldn't have told it in the first place. Now we got to install the analytics. We get all the data to figure out who's making the phone call, what are clients saying, when they sign up for whatever the program is, what is the, how many touches does it take? And if it's B2B or high ticket, it's 60 plus touches. Not 60. So if it takes 60 touches, then what do I need to do to be able to get that trust at different stages in the funnel? Most of it being mid-funnel, where I'm sharing my expertise, where I have a podcast, I'm interviewing Ruben Lacera, right? Are they doing that? So all I'm trying to do is reduce the friction to get more touches from the thing that's worked the best, isolating the combinations of goals, content, and targeting, and making slight variations against things that have proven to win. It's that simple. Combinations of Larry Kim calls them unicorn children. The unicorn is the thing that's doing really well. Maybe it's the person, there's this woman and there's a webinar, her ad, and that's the one that converts. Okay, let's have her again, and let's have her say something different. Or have her say the same thing with a different background, or have an older man say the same thing she said, right? And let's just test different combinations of this thing that we know that has won to try to do better. That's what it is. It's really, it's not about, I want to launch more campaigns. No one cares about more campaigns. But the client cares about making more profit, right? More margin, not more money, because you could increase your cost a lot. You could double your cost and double your revenue. That might not be a win, right?
Increasing.
So I look at the whole system. What matters is the whole system. And if you come in and your thing is, well, I just edit videos. I'm like some VA in the Philippines, and I just edit, 10 videos a week, and this is my price. Well, then you're competing against all these other people in Fiverr. But if you're a video editor, and I don't even say video editor, but you do this for liposuction doctors, you're getting very specific, and you've demonstrated that the videos that you make are driving cases at less than $300, and a liposuction is $12,000 to $15,000, and you can do that at scale. And then those videos that you have edited can be turned into ads on YouTube and other sorts of places. Now all of a sudden we're talking value. Otherwise it's like, oh, can you build me a WordPress site that has these particular features? Sure, $1,000. Okay, well, you might as well just go to Upwork or hire someone from Pakistan to do that. Where's the value? That's just an expense. Where's the value? So if I'm doing anything that's campaign driven, I don't care if they say it's Facebook or YouTube or SEO or local service ads, or I don't care. What I care about is here's what they're going to pay and what they have to do. And here is what they're going to get in terms of a business outcome. Not, oh, we're giving you 10 new graphics every week. Who cares how many graphics you give me every week?
But what's the reality of the businesses? When they start a campaign, they want everything to be in numbers like 10 graphics, 5 videos.
No, because they don't know any better. What you ask them what they want more sales. Do you think any business out there wants to just spend money or wants 20 graphics? So if you do 10 graphics a week, do you think someone else who does 20 graphics a week is for the same price is better?
No.
What if I do one graphic a week and those graphics, or what if I only did one graphic and I didn't do anything else, not even one per week? I just did one graphic and that graphic drove you a lot of sales because we ran ads against it. Would you care about switching from me to someone who does 10 graphics or 20 graphics a week? You want the win.
This is a wake-up call to business owners. It's not about the numbers. It's about how effective.
And to the VAs and to the agencies that think that it's just about how many videos they edited and the volume of pieces of content they get out there. I promise you, the business owners, they don't care how many pieces of content you make. You might think they do. I promise you, they don't.
Yeah.
Whoever's paying for you, they want to know that it's not an expense. They're not trying to reduce their expense. You're not trying to go to the cheapest heart surgeon. You want success.
We need to rethink
it's very easy to price. It's very easy to fall into the trap, especially if you're in the Philippines or Pakistan, and start charging by the job. Because of course, why not? I'll give you one VA and the VA can do 10 pieces of content and I give you a report saying, here's the pieces, just like you would hire someone in a factory. But if you want to really have happy clients, then you have to trace whatever thing you made. Oh, but I don't have access to the ads, or we don't do advertising. They just wanted us to do graphics, like Design Pickle or something. Okay, but if you're giving them creatives, videos, images, books, whatever sorts of creative assets, web pages, those are all creative assets. Don't you think that client is going to take that creative asset that you've made and they're going to measure whether that thing drives more sales or not?
Yeah, definitely.
If they do, then shouldn't you care about the value of that thing? Or do you not care because you just crank out mindlessly 10 of them every week and this is what we do for every client and that's our package? You could do that, but now you're just like a Fiverr.
That's why it matters that you care for the company.
Now you're just a cost. And what do businesses do with costs?
Nothing.
No, they cut them.
Yeah.
Do you want to pay costs?
No.
Expenses?
No.
Do you want to keep having expenses?
No.
You want profit. So
True.
Companies that work with us, they don't want to burn money. Nobody wants to spend money. But if we know that we put $1 in, we get $5 back, $10 back. Let's put more. Let's put $1,000 in. Let's put $10,000 in. Isn't it amazing how simple this is? And then it's easy to get distracted on these technical details of your processes and your tools and your SOP and everything about how you operate your agency. Why don't you think about what the business wants, right? Why don't we start from there?
Now, the other thing that people would often ask me is that we can't get clients because we don't have authority on the topic. What's your take on that?
What do you mean authority on the topic? What?
Meaning they are not an authority. That's why they have so much friction in getting clients. So how would you?
You don't have to be an authority. You just have to be around the other people who are. Interview them on the podcast. There's a lot of, so we have a lot of medical clients, right? These are doctors that do all sorts of procedures to help people not die and get healthy and get their testosterone up and look younger and lose weight, all these things, right? All these doctors. Do I have a medical degree? Do I know how to interpret someone's blood work when the chart comes back? Do I have this expertise there? No, I don't. But I was on Dr. Philip Ovadia's podcast 3 days ago, and he's the nation's #1 heart surgeon. He wrote a book called Stay Off My Operating Table. And I'm asking him questions. And I'll say, so wait a minute. I thought that you're not supposed to eat lots of red meat because red meat is really bad for you, but you're telling me that it's good. Explain that to me. And then he explains it. Okay, so you're telling me then, my blood pressure is a little bit high, and you think that it's because I'm slightly overweight and because I'm eating too many carbs. Explain that. So I'm asking, my cholesterol levels are this, my testosterone levels are 500, for someone who's almost 50, how does that, what do you think about that? And how do I naturally increase it? What do you think about semaglutide? What do you think about? So I'm asking him all these questions. I don't know anything, right? I'm asking him these questions, but on his podcast, and then I had him on my podcast, this is what's ridiculously just counterintuitive. When you surround yourself with those other people that are experts, that expertise is attributed to you. I don't have the expertise. I am not a heart surgeon. I've done 0 heart surgeries. This guy's done 5,000 heart surgeries. But, and I've done this, literally where I will uplift somebody on my podcast or on Facebook and they've achieved some kind of win. And I'll say, wow, congratulations for Caleb Williams for being the youngest
Yeah.
vice
So that,
president of a bank ever, right? And so I'm elevating him. This is not my achievement. I'm not pretending it's my achievement. I'm elevating him, right? Guess what happens? All the other people that follow him, that respect him, they say, wow, looks like Caleb and Dennis, they're really good friends. They hang around all over the place. They're having meals together. So this Dennis, I've never heard of Dennis, but I've heard of this Caleb Williams guy. He seems like, we respect him because he's the big keynote speaker. Everyone wants to be like him. Dennis seems like someone that I should know. And so we've gotten a lot of financial advisors to be clients of ours, even though I don't know anything about life insurance. I don't even have a license to sell life insurance. You have to have licenses to be able to, sell securities and things like that, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
You need to, commission certifications or yeah.
Yeah.
But you became an authority on that because you lift others.
If you look at what I post on Facebook or LinkedIn or blogs or whatever, 90% of the time, Ruben, I'm uplifting other people about how amazing they are and about their achievement. And I'm not trying to say I'm better than them or, oh, look, I've achieved this big thing. No, I'm always lifting other people up. That's literally my strategy. It's in plain sight, but people, for some reason, they don't do that. They always talk about themselves and it's only about them. And that's why they, as marketers or agencies, don't grow.
That's one thing about you. You're always counterintuitive. Well, people they go digital marketing to be rich. You're going out your way.
I lose millions of dollars in digital marketing to provide training and jobs and whatnot. Yeah. I'm going to Pakistan in October to be able to speak in front of 5,000 people at the Connected Pakistan conference, which I spoke at 2 years ago. They're not paying me. I'm printing books. We're providing courses. We built an app to be able to provide this training. It's free for them. We are not making any money. We are losing money to do this stuff. Thank goodness we have clients that, pay the bills and all this, but we're operating all of our digital marketing entities as basically a nonprofit because every dollar, Ruben, that comes in, you probably know this, every dollar that comes into any of our companies goes right back out into training and creating jobs.
Yeah, I know. Wow. That's very impressive and very inspirational considering that you've achieved so much success, but more than that, you're really pushing back the boundaries of having an abundance heart to a certain level.
Yeah.
That's at some point very admirable to all of us who's looking at.
Well, think about what you need, right? I mean, if you have, I'm very grateful that I have all of the necessities in life. And, when you die, at some point we will die. You can't take it with you. So there's no winning the game by storing more property and stocks and money in the bank account. So do the most that you can now. Even the Bible talks about store up riches in heaven, which is take good care of people.
Unlocking the secrets of the industry's brightest minds, helping you discover what it truly takes to wear the title Millionaire Marketer. The Millionaire Marketers Podcast. Now, back to your host, Ruben Licera.
The other thing that I would like to ask you is that most of people say you will achieve certain level of success if you have a team working around you. What's the form of the team you have right now, Dennis? It feels like you're so wildly connected and collaborative that it feels like your team is so huge to look at.
We have a lot of people.
Yeah.
But in any company, there's going to be a figurehead, right? So my buddy Frederick Da Silva is the best rated show in Las Vegas. There are a lot of shows in Las Vegas, but he's the best rated one, super competitive. And when you go to his show and you see him on stage and he does magic and mind reading, it's amazing, right? You can read all the reviews. Yeah. You would think that it's just him, right? Or when you go see your favorites, Britney Spears or Eric Clapton, whoever, your favorite artist, and you see them perform on stage, you would think, wow, it's all Eric Clapton. And, there's this big stadium with 100,000 people and they all came to see this one guy, right? Or you go to the basketball game and there's Steph Curry and a few other people, superstars. But what actually does it take to put on an event? What actually does it take to do all these other things? There's so many things that are part of operations, part of SOPs. So whenever, for example, someone buys a course that we have, and I think they spend over $200, then a task goes to look up that person's LinkedIn and find photos of them and then design a pair of socks with their face on them and then find their address and send it to them.
Wow.
Now, I'm not the one that's doing that because that wouldn't make any sense, but we have 500 virtual assistants that work just in our sock factory to do that. And so these clients, they'll get the socks with their face on them, which is a big surprise. You've probably seen this. And then a handwritten note that is written in like you can tell like, like women's writing versus like my writing, like a man's writing. And it'll say, oh, Ruben, so good that, that we were together in Miami and blah, 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 blah. Thank you, Dennis. Right. And so then you attribute that to me, and that builds the relationship. But it was because we had lots of other people. So everything we have in operations, and operations is everything. Operations is repeatable excellence at scale, like doing things over and over reliably and, competently. Everything, onboarding new clients, training up new people, preparing for speaking, running payroll, setting up new projects, you can think about everything that has to happen that's on an ongoing functional sort of repeating role kind of basis. There's a lot of people that are there, right, doing those things. And a lot of these people, I don't know who they are. I mean, that's okay, right? Because we have a mentor model where there's someone else they can talk to. Imagine if every single VA in our company went to me personally. Oh, I got locked out of Basecamp. Can you reset my password? And have me do that, or explain the $1 a day principle, or what? Like that would just be chaos, wouldn't it?
True.
It doesn't mean I don't care, but if I step in and do that, then I'm taking away the opportunity for that manager or whoever is in charge of that person, that VA, to be able to learn. We want to create leadership. Delegation is how you create leadership, if you have the SOPs to do it. Most people, they have a small team, and you can manage a team up to about 20, maybe 30 people. If you're one manager and you're really good at keeping track of what you can manage 20 people, maybe, right? But the minute you go above 40 people, you need other managers. You need other layers in place.
I love that. Delegation, effective leadership. Wow.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing is, you're one of those that I look up on conversion optimization, really. So how do you go with optimizing campaigns in general?
Very simple. We have a technique that we call MAA, and it's something that I invented almost 30 years ago. I learned it from McKinsey,
like
so I adapted.
AMA.
What's that?
It's like kickboxing. UFC.
No, so it's not MMA, it's MAA. Yeah.
Oh, MMA.
So MAA is metrics, analysis, and action. So imagine you go to the emergency room and you have chest pain, right? And you say, I have a heart attack. I need to have heart surgery right now. Do you think the surgeon will just say, okay, let's do a heart surgery right now? Will they do that?
No.
No. What are they going to do?
Test.
They're going to get the metrics, meaning the diagnostics. They're going to do your blood. They're going to scan your chest. They're going to do all these things and gather all this data, right, in the first phase. Then the second phase is they're going to analyze it, meaning they're going to diagnose it. They put the x-ray up and they can see, oh, it looks like Ruben here, this is something going on with your stomach, or this is your bone here. And from the diagnosis, they say, based on all this data, it looks like you're not having a heart attack. It looks like you have heartburn because you ate too much Mexican food for lunch, and the Mexican food was spicy. You had too many jalapenos. So no heart surgery. Take this antacid because your stomach is upset, right? So that goes from metrics to analysis to action. The action is, here's what we're going to do because of the diagnosis. So when we collect the vitals, we do a diagnosis. From the diagnosis, the logical thing we're going to do is, this is the treatment plan, right? So metrics to analysis to action. Guess what happens if you take action without a proper diagnosis? What's going on?
That would be detrimental.
That's called malpractice. You can kill somebody.
Yeah.
You're making recommendations that are random. So would you agree that without a proper diagnosis, you cannot take effective action? Okay. And if you don't have the data, can you have an effective diagnosis?
No, you can't.
No, you can't just like look at somebody and say, oh, I think your blood pressure is probably high because you're obese. It's like, no, I'm going to take your blood pressure and see what the actual number is, right? So in the world of digital marketing, we think of our clients as patients, and digital plumbing is making sure we have all those metrics, because the client will come in and say, oh, I want a new website, or I really want to run, YouTube ads because I heard so-and-so say that. Okay, maybe they're trying to come over here and they're trying to make the recommendation. They're trying to make the treatment. They're trying to say what we need to do. And you as an agency person would say, oh, well, we're supposed to give the client everything they want, right? I mean, if they want to run YouTube ads, we should run YouTube ads, right? No, we do the metrics. So we have all the data to see what's actually going on. We do the diagnosis, the analysis of what's working, what's not working. And based on that, here's what we're going to do as a treatment plan. And if YouTube ads is part of it, great. If not, we'll say, we could look at running YouTube ads because your buddy, or you read a course on how YouTube ads is so important. Okay, great. But don't you think it's better to get your Facebook ads and Google ads working better? Don't you think the site that's loaded, maybe we find the reason is that you're not answering the phone. So you probably need to outsource the call center or hire a better appointment setter, like whatever. Like that's the real problem, not the YouTube ads. YouTube ads will drive more traffic in, but if you're not answering the phone and it's hurting your LSA and your conversion rate's low, or you're selling the wrong product, like, let's solve the actual problem that's keeping us from driving the leads and sales. Not just listen to the client that wants to run, I read Dennis Yu's book on TikTok. Let's run TikTok ads. Maybe, but don't, we say prescription before diagnosis is malpractice. So optimization is looking at the data in weekly cycles and sorting it by what's converting the best, what costs the most, what's got the highest conversion rate, what's got the best cost per lead. So we're sorting our data by different cuts and taking the top three spending, top three converting, top three CTR, top three. Even if you have 200 ads, top three, right? And that allows us to focus on the thing that actually will matter, not look at every single campaign, every single keyword that they bid on in Google Ads. What a waste of time. Look at the ones that actually matter. It's just 80-20, right?
That's impressive, man. It's very clear. The first, we need to be able to measure, analyze, and then before we execute anything.
Yeah. We are the doctor. The patient doesn't dictate what we're doing, right? Most agencies don't realize they have the authority, the trust. Imagine, this is what we see all the time. Imagine someone who works at an agency, or let's use the doctor analogy. So you're a patient of mine, Ruben, right? Mm-hmm. I'm the doctor. I wear the white coat. I have the stethoscope, all of this. And I say, hey, Ruben, we're about to do this big brain surgery on you. Okay. And I have these 5 scalpels. Which of them do you think I should use? What would you think if I asked you before we're about to go? I'm wheeling you into surgery. You're starting to drift because of anesthesia. And then me as the surgeon, I'm like, Ruben, which of these 5 scalpels do you think I should use? How would you feel about that?
It's really scary. I've been to several operations and that's scary, man. Asking you being asked what to do.
Or in a surgery, imagine, you're awake and you hear someone say, oops.
Yeah.
So if you're a competent digital marketing expert, yes, you're going to ask questions around goals, content, and targeting because those are business items. But on the execution, should we run Facebook ads? Should we tune WordPress in a certain way? Should we use this tool or that tool? The client is trusting you to be the expert on that. You're the expert on the thing that you do. The client has to give you the necessary inputs, which is goals, content, and targeting. But if you should never ask the client for anything beyond goals, content, and targeting.
So how do you set the expectation when you start working with a customer? Directly, you say
easy. We start with digital plumbing. So we do an audit, right? We find out what's broken. So the audit gives us the metrics, the diagnosis, and then here's the treatment plan. Here's what's broken. Here's the things. Here's a list of all these things. Do you want to fix them or not? Do you want your team to fix them? Do you want us to fix them? Do you not want to fix them? Right? Those are the 3 choices. You fix, we fix, or just don't fix. And at that point, that sets everything in place. Why? Because once we fix them, we can run the scan again and see our sales are better, conversions are better, we're making more revenue, we're getting more phone calls. The whole point of a scan or an audit is that I should be able to show that if I took these actions to fix these things and I run the scan again, it should improve, right? So I've lost 50 pounds in the last 9 months and my blood pressure was very high. And my doctor, she told me, Dennis, you need to take care of your health, right? Otherwise, you're not going to be around. And a heart attack could hit you.
Why you were interviewing doctors?
Yeah. I had a scare moment,
okay.
Right? Have you ever had a health scare? Maybe a friend has had a health scare where the doctor said, the doctor says, if you don't change, you're going to die soon. This is not a good path. You need to do something about your health. Okay. Mm-hmm. So my doctor said, Dennis, as your doctor, I order you to do these things. Right. Because I was like, whatever. I'm fine. I'm very healthy. Yeah, but I'm morbidly obese back then, right? I had a body mass index of 35. It was fat, right? 222 pounds at 5'5". That's fat. I've lost 50 pounds. I took my blood pressure 2 days ago. It's 120 over 81.
Wow, very normal.
Great. That's great. Yeah. Before it was 145 over 100 or so. It was something terrible. It's really bad. Yeah. So if I do the things the doctor told me to do, and the doctor does some of the things that, they're helping me with, because they take my blood and they analyze what's going on, right? Then I run the scan again and it says, and the doctor told me a couple of days ago, wow, Dennis, congratulations, right? All of your numbers, they look so good. You're very healthy now. I feel so good about that. I don't even need to see the charts. I can tell. I feel good. I know.
Discipline. Still.
Yeah. I still love to eat though.
And congratulations, by the way. You're such an inspiration to all of us in the community in terms of living healthy. Second is in doing for the community. Because yeah, I fully agree. When you can, by the way, follow Dennis in his profile, you would definitely see that what he's saying is what he's doing. It's not just because normally when you go to his thread, he always praise people, but at the same time, he's very vigilant to ensure that the reputation of the overall marketing community or digital marketing community is protected by ensuring that everything is done well and accordingly. And thank you for being one of the pillars of I would assume you're one of the pillars, because way before we're here, you're already here.
I'm old. They call me the OG.
Yeah, the OG. But you look so young right now compared to
Thank
the
you.
previous photos 2 months ago. You really look good
Yeah.
today. Yeah.
Thank you.
So one last question. Now, if there are business owners planning to run campaigns, what would you tell them on behalf of the digital marketing community or the marketers?
Why do people keep jumping into wanting to run campaigns? These are like, moths that go to the flame and get burnt every time, and they don't know any better. Before you run campaigns, before you just step on the gas and go as fast as you can in every single direction and try everything that you've heard, why not have a strategy and have that strategy based on your business numbers? Not like, oh, well, my friend told me if I get to 10,000 followers on Instagram, then it looks so much better and I can get a blue check. And no, that's tactical. Go for strategy first. Direction's more important than speed. Get your digital plumbing in place so you can see the health of your business. Then decide what campaigns you need to run. It's foolish to do all this random stuff. That's what most business owners do. They think marketing is, let's just sit in a room and come up with all these random ideas. And they might be great ideas, but I think that's a huge waste of time. And I would never, as a digital agency owner and an owner in multiple agencies, I would never want to waste time and money doing that, because even if the client comes to us and says, I want to run TikTok campaigns because this other guy, this guru said that we should run TikTok campaigns. And then I'll say like, okay, fine. Now, if I wouldn't do this, but if I said, okay, fine, let's run TikTok campaigns. And guess what, Ruben? If the TikTok campaigns fail, whose fault is it?
The strategist, the marketer. They would blame.
We could blame the client, saying the client was the one who said we should run TikTok campaigns. It's on them. And we even told them that we're experimenting. So, when we test, there's no guarantee of winning. So are you sure you still want to do it with this caveat? I'm setting the expectation like, okay, you want to do TikTok, fine, I'll do it. But if we fail, it's still the fault of whoever ran the campaign. Doesn't matter what the client says. Doesn't matter if they, whatever. It doesn't matter. Whoever is touching the dials and the knobs and whatever, it is their fault. You implement a new CRM, you move to WordPress, your rankings fall or something, even though the client said, oh, my friend is doing the same thing, we should do that too. And you could say, well, you told me to do that. No, it's your fault.
Thank you very much, Dennis. That was very insightful. This is very insightful conversation. I'm looking forward to invite you in your future podcast. And
I want to see you in person in the Philippines.
Hopefully I can organize a huge event in the Philippines and I can bring you here.
Yeah, I want to do meet all you can, right? And do karaoke and the Unli rice and all of that, and invite all of our VAs to come and have a big VA party.
Yeah.
Because
we're so fit, I'll bring you lechon, sisig, and everything.
Yeah, sisig. Yeah, that's great. I love that the spicy pork in there. It's so good. Yeah.
Looking forward to your next visit here in the Philippines. When was the last time
you visited? Ruben. It's been 2 years, I think. It's been a long time. Yeah. They used to go twice a year, but then COVID made things difficult.
Maybe this is your sign that you'll be coming back soon.
Love to.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
November. Let's try to do it in November. We have a bunch of friends in the Philippines.
Okay,
let's get together.
Yeah, definitely. Let's.
Yeah.
Oh, November is a good time. Yeah, November is a good time. Thank you very much, Dennis, and thank you very much for your time and insights. Definitely, this will go a long way in helping businesses understand better marketing, at the same time for agencies to really appreciate what they have and to ensure that we deliver what we commit.
And that wraps up another interesting and insightful episode of Millionaire Marketers. We've journeyed through pathways, unearthed strategies, and been inspired by the best in the business. But remember, every success story starts with a single step. If you found value in today's insights, please subscribe, rate, and share this with a fellow marketer. We're building a community of driven individuals, all on their unique paths to success. Join us next time as we delve deeper challenge norms, and continue our quest to discover what it takes to be a true millionaire marketer. Discover, execute, grow, impact. Until then, marketers.
Hey everybody, Dennis Yu here, and I'm so excited to be on Ruben Licera's Millionaire Marketer Podcast. Tune in and we go deep into my background in digital and how you can become a better marketer.